It is your boy, Nick Everett, coming at you live and in living color with another episode of WWE 2K19 Custom Universe Mode. And ladies and gentlemen, what a treat we're going to have for you today as we're bringing you this episode of SmackDown on what in real life is the first day of WrestleMania. Later tonight will be, of course, the day one of WrestleMania. So, yes, a very special episode here for you guys today. Yeah, coming on the first day of the two-day WrestleMania event. So, without further ado, let's hop right into today's episode of SmackDown Live. We're gonna actually, before we get into this, we'll just gonna take a look over the power rankings. Not a lot of movement in terms of the top five, but a little bit. Shan, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, actually moved out of the top five. Nate Dogg Nate Dogg, the Intercontinental Champion, moving into the top five, and then Christian moving down from the seventh spot to the eighth spot, and Brad moving into the seventh spot. So not a lot of movement up in the upper echelon. Still Alex, Nick T, Nick Everett, Garrett, but still definitely some power moves to be uh, used by these competitors to try and work their way up to that top spot. So now let's hop right into the match card. So of course, ladies and gentlemen, last week our in the main event, the former WWE champion, I guess I gotta call him the current WWE champion, Aiden, regained his belt after having lost it for a week. Yeah, he dropped it on a previous episode of SmackDown and then regained it last week when he invoked his rematch clause. So tonight, to kick off our show, we're going to hear from the WWE champion, Aiden, and I'm sure he'll have some words for the WWE Universe. Then we are going to have Nick B versus Brad. Of course, Nick B coming out last week and in defense of his rival Daniel, but yeah, so Brad taking in the matchup against Brad taking a great offense to that and challenged him to Nick B to a one-on-one match here tonight. Um, then, of course, Willie the Wheel put out a tweet over this past week saying that he's going to be looking for Nate Dogg backstage. So the encounter between Nate Dogg and Willie the Wheel will be keeping an eye out for that throughout the night. Then we'll have in one-on-one competition after her first official SmackDown Live in-match victory, Emily will take on Shan in some little friendly competition. Then we have a debuting superstar who's going to come out and talk to the WWE Universe, and I'm sure it'll be a really big pop for this new superstar as he debuts here on SmackDown Live. Then we're gonna have Daniel squaring off against Alex, the Matty G brand, of course, dropping the WWE Championship in last week's main event. Tonight, Alex gonna look for a little bit of revenge against Daniel against Daniel in one-on-one competition. And then in our main event, these two teams have had issues since the very beginning, but tonight, Nick Everett, of course, some foul words exchanged between these two last week over various social media and in face-to-face confrontations. Tonight, we're going to see it. Nick Everett versus Nick T in our main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's jump right into the show. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SmackDown Live. Live here in Houston, Texas. Yes, that's right. We're back on North American soil, and tonight, what a show we got for you. We're going to kick things off with the new, yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the new WWE Champion, Aiden, coming out to the ring to talk to the WWE Universe. Maybe he'll address the fact that he is once again your WWE Champion. Of course, Aiden, the self-professed fan favorite of the WWE Universe. And tonight, you're going to hear from him to kick things off here on SmackDown Live. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. And Aiden saying that this was always going to be the outcome. He is the new champion, of course. Aiden, you forgot the title backstage, so I don't know what you're talking about properly posing. Does this man know that he only lost the championship for a week? Like, it's not like he had to climb for this for years. Now asking the universe to thank him. What an entitled piece of shit. Aiden telling the universe that this title's going to be with him from now until the end of time. I think our champion has had psychotic break. This man was not only the first champion, but he was also the first man to lose the championship. His win-loss record is not that great. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, but now let's focus in on our next match of the night, on our first match of the night. Again, last week in what many consider to be an all-time swerve, Nick B came down to the ring to cost Brad his one-on-one matchup against Daniel, who, of course, the intense rivalry between Nick B and Daniel led for a lot of people questioning why Nick B came down and cost Brad and not Daniel, but Brad, of course, not happy about what had happened in that matchup, has said here tonight that he wanted to challenge Nick B to a fight and prove that he is, that he prove himself as a man. And of course, here comes Nick B. Again, one of the biggest swerves on the last episode, making his way down to the ring. Of course, radio silence from Nick B over the past week about his reasoning for why he came down and helped Dan to Dan's first pinfall victory here on SmackDown, his first victory on SmackDown Live. But tonight, Nick B's got to answer for his crimes against Brad by going one-on-one with a man who was very unappreciative the distraction last week. And of course, here comes Brad, still, at least in my opinion, one of the top young stars in the company, looking to make a name for himself. Again, Brad looking to try and insert himself into the Intercontinental Championship picture with a couple of big wins. But recently his career on SmackDown Live has kind of stagnated, ladies and gentlemen. You come in and you beat the WWE Champion on your first night, and a couple losses in some big matches. But Brad looking to tonight. He doesn't really care about the win. He just wants to prove that he is not gonna let some man come in and punk him like Nick B punked him last week. But right now, Nick B in control, but Brad with the go behind. And takes the big man off of his feet. And now straight shot to the face. Ooh, but a massive clothesline by Nick B. And now, huge shot to the midsection. Went for the boot. Brad counters. Went for a clothesline, but hung up on the second rope. And now Nick B just going to use that to choke the life out of Brad. And for those of you who may know Nick B outside of the ring, usually friends describe him as a very gentle giant, a very intelligent man. In the ring, just an absolutely vicious monster. You gotta worry about the longevity of your career. Ooh, massive clothesline takes down Brad. Huge knee to the face. Back in the ring they go. And now straight right hand across the chops. Into a gut wrench suplex. Laying out Brad. Oh, what an arm drag to the big man. And now leg drop across the arm of the big man, trying to take away that power slam. Ooh, what a massive spine buster. Uh-oh. Yokaza cutter. And now Nick B gonna look for that big power slam. And he's gonna get it, ladies and gentlemen. Bang! Ball game. 1, 2, kick out. And somehow Brad kicks out of the running power slam. Picking him up. Goes in that front face lock. Huge knee. Oh, and now Brad. Chain reversals in the corner. Now straight shot by Brad. Kick to the face by Nick B. Ooh. Twist of fate. And now Brad gonna go to the top rope. He's gonna look for that swanton bomb. Boom, he got it. Cover him. Cover him. Into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Ladies and gentlemen, both competitors starting to question what they have to do in this matchup to get the win. Big elbow to the back by Brad. And now starting to fire up is Brad. Huge atomic drop to the big man. And now the double legs. And a huge drop kick. Oh, misses the kick. Gets first on the kick, and now into the double leg Boston Crab. Brad gonna try and crawl his way to the ropes, but oh no, Brad's gonna fight out of it. And now the big fella. Oof, taking him down once again. Huge kick to the gut. Into the gorilla press slam. Going face first off the canvas. Huge kick. And now just going to use his size to his advantage. Brad fighting out of it. Twist of fate. And now working away at that arm. And Brad go. Cover. Into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Brad has beaten Nick B here in singles competition. A measure of revenge taken by Brad after last week's distraction. A victory regained. An absolute beautiful win from Brad as the celebration begins. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to turn our attentions backstage, as we're having, as there are reports that Willie the Wheel has found Nate Dogg backstage. So we're gonna get our cameras back there as fast as possible and get a look as these two look about ready to square off backstage. And Nate Dogg, there we go, a little confrontation. Willie been saying he's gonna find him backstage and beat him, and now punches start flying. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get it on. Nate Dogg. Oh, Willie, huge Hurricane Rana. And these two, of course, oh, Nate Dogg dropping right on his face. These two, what a personal rivalry this has become. Of course, Nate Dogg at the Backlash pay-per-view put Will on the shelf for a couple of weeks. Will suffered a minor injury in that matchup, and that cost him a couple of weeks of action. And Will has since come back and said that he wants to cost Nate Dogg his Intercontinental Championship. And these two just have been embroiled in this personal rivalry ever since. And Willie just taking it to the IC champ right now. Nate Dogg pushes off, and now going to take control of the back of the neck of Willie. But Willie's going to fight out of it. And now Willie... Oh, Nate Dogg's going to fight out of it. Ooh, big back elbows, and now into the Authority office door, and wow, a cameo by Triple H, who's usually I don't know why we have a Raw branded backstage, but Nate Dogg, a huge DDT, and leaves a Willie laying in the backstage area. What a interesting cameo from Triple H, who, again, usually over on Raw, setting up an office backstage, and Willie gets left lying backstage as these two continue their intensely physical rivalry for the Intercontinental Championship. But now let's turn our attention to the women's division. Of course, last week, Emily gaining her first official win on SmackDown Live television. This week, she looks to do battle with a good friend of hers, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Shan. Looking for a little friendly competition, ladies and gentlemen, and I expect that this will be a good match. I expect that we will get that friendly competition between these two. And yes, so everybody just sit back and prepare for what could be the best match on the card.
Making her way to the ring from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the SmackDown
And here she comes, ladies and gentlemen, the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Shan. Looking to establish dominance in the SmackDown Live Women's Division. Of course, the last time Shan was in this ring was, of course, with Emily as well. It was in tag team competition a couple weeks back when the team of Shan and Emily were defeated by Kelsey and Rosalie. But tonight, it is not about tag team competition. It is about one-on-one singles action. And here comes the boss of the SmackDown Live Women's Division. Emily, of course, known for her attitude in the SmackDown Live Women's Division. And of course, already this matchup drawing 50% of the audience. Of course, more personal digs in the chat. Love to see it. This is why we broadcast this every day. The chat is always on fire, but here we go. Shan taking control early in this matchup. And a huge reverse DDT there. And now dropping the knee across the back of M. And and M dropping Shan right on the face. Bam. Back of the head first into the canvas. And now boom! What a forearm shot there by M into the cover. Off the ropes, back first into the canvas. And now Shan gonna try and break up the offense here from Emily with a little bit of her own. Huge kick. And just stomping away at M, just trying to take any exposed body part and just twist it and break it. And a huge clothesline there by M. Of course, as many fans may notice, M's other half, Daniel, not here at ringside tonight. He's got to worry about his match coming up against former WWE champion Alex, as Shan gonna throw a super kick party here on SmackDown Live. Bang! 3 super kicks, down goes M into the cover. And Emily kicks out. But yes, of course, M's other half, Daniel, preparing for his matchup against former WWE champion Alex and the Matty G brand. But now Shan gonna call for that flippin' DDT, the what the flip? Oh, and maybe a little miscalculation there, but Shan now just gonna transfer into that single leg Boston Crab. Just toss Shan to the outside and now going to the top rope. And M gonna go high risk, high reward here, ladies and gentlemen, but misses, overshoots her opponent, and now Bulldog on the outside. And M showing off a little bit of that mean streak, ladies and gentlemen. This is a mean streak that those of us who know her, she definitely has. And now look at this. Oh, just off the ring apron. And now M gonna set up for that bank statement. Ooh, the backstabber into the bank statement. But Shan, oh, rope break there as she tried to transfer into a cover. Oh, rolling neck breaker. And now gonna call for her flipping DDT. And again, just miscalculating it maybe. Unsure. Gonna set her up by the ropes into a rope assisted power bomb. Look at the torque that she used to just commit severe damage to the back of M. Now, Shan just gonna wait for her opportunity. I'm guessing. I don't know. I think. Oh, and finally gonna. And look at this kick combination into the clothesline. And now Shan into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by M. And now, gonna go for it a third time. Hopefully no miscalculations here. And she miscalculates a third time. And now looking for it again. And finally, the flip DDT. 2, 3, and Shan has put away M in this singles match. And what an odd match. Apparently these two just not may not they may just be uncomfortable wrestling each other. But just a lot of miscalculations and mistimed moves and misses just in general. But of course the SmackDown Live Women's Champion showing that she is arguably the most impressive wrestler on the roster. Finally able to hit that the flip DDT and secure the win. The SmackDown Live Women's Champion continuing to prove that the reason that she is arguably the best champion on the roster. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we turn our attention to a debut. We have tonight the debut of Retro Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, what a character you're about to be introduced to for the first time as he comes out to speak to you, the fans. And Retro Jordan already in the ring. How the hell does this man look like the Hurricane? He's been riding high for too long, ladies and gentlemen. Again, just remember this man was one of the most dominant performers of the 1960s. Ran out of competition in the 1960s, cryogenically froze himself, and then got awoken to in the modern day to find out if there was any actual competition that he so that he could finally face some real competition. Ladies and gentlemen, just a very bizarre human being. A very odd man, but in the ring, one hell of a competitor. And yeah, a very strong supporter of the WWE Universe. Very vocal, loves the WWE Universe. And I'm sure will continue to thrive off that fan support. He can guarantee that he is destined for immortality. That's not a lie, ladies and gentlemen. If he feels like his time is if he's no longer needed in a place, he'll just cryogenically freeze himself and go to the future. This man will live forever as the greatest pro wrestler on planet Earth, according to him. And now we turn our attention back to singles competition. The former WWE champion Alex and his manager Matty G at ringside, taking on #rigged himself, Daniel. Of course, both these men involved in some of the most controversial segments from last week's show. Daniel, of course, picking up his first SmackDown Live victory over Brad after a huge distraction from Daniel's rival, Nick B. And then in the main event, Alex, who was defending his WWE Championship in the main event against former, now current champion, Aiden, lost it a week after gaining it. Two massive twists and turns in last week's episode. So tonight these two gonna try and tear each other apart. And here comes the first member of the Matty G brand. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex, the King of Death, has proven that he is
Making his way to
an
the
absolute
ring,
force in between the ropes.
the Bull, Matt G.
So tonight, Daniel gonna have his work cut out for him as he faces a former WWE champion. It may have been for just a week, but nobody is going to take that away from him. And with Matty G, the smartest man in professional wrestling today, at his side, the sky is the absolute limit for Alex in this industry. Soaking in the boos from the WWE Universe, as Matty G just gonna stroll around ringside. Of Of course, earlier this week, Matty G putting out a tweet uh, saying that there will be more members of the Matty G brand revealed
And his
coming
opponent,
soon.
from Toronto, Ontario, Canada,
And this man
weighing in
looks to
at
keep his
230
winning ways on
pounds,
SmackDown
the
here
Devil,
tonight.
Daniel
Daniel. Coming to the ring, looking to keep up the winning ways that he started last week. Hopefully not such a controversial fashion. But yes, Daniel gonna try and defeat a former WWE champion here tonight. And yes, I see already a couple hashtag I'm a Matty G guy in the chat. Ooh, and Alex knocking down Daniel, and now into the fireman's carry, but Daniel gonna fight out of that huge DDT. Boom, leg sweep by Alex. Huge kick to the chest. Again, I don't know why I'm being called out for lying. Literally, the message in the chat before you is I'm a Matty G guy. How about check your surroundings before you call me a liar, asshole? Into the cover goes Dan. Not barely even a 1 count. Back into the cover. I literally, man, it's the message always before you type in chat, and you're calling me the liar. This matchup just you gotta think in the early goings, Alex has clearly got the advantage, and now sending Daniel into the crowd, and now these two are gonna fight, continue to fight on the outside. Are you in top chat or are you in live chat? I don't know why it's not updating for you, because I'm getting every message that you guys are sending. Okay, there we go. So now Alex into the cover. And again, here early in the opening couple minutes, Alex really a house of fire. And look at this. Ooh, right off the jaw of Daniel. This is what the Matty G brand is all about here on SmackDown. Now Alex just gonna wait for picking his spot, I guess, as Daniel is out of it in the corner. Look at Matty G, doesn't even know what's going on himself. And now a huge backbreaker by Alex, the former WWE champion. Ooh, went for that chokeslam backbreaker, but back elbow by Daniel into the hyper driver. The cover, 2 count kick out by Alex. Precisely what was just said, that taking a couple moments while Dan was in the corner, Alex taking a move straight out of the Dan playbook. I love that. That's great. I like that comment. That's awesome. Ooh, massive clothesline there by Alex. And now Dan's starting to fire up. What a massive clothesline there. And now into the corner goes Daniel. And for that tornado fist across the face of Alex. And now we're going to rain down fists into the face of Alex. And another hyper driver into the mat. Into the cover goes Daniel. 1, 2, 3. Daniel has once again picked up a victory here on SmackDown Live, and over a former WWE champion nonetheless. The Matty G brand not very happy about this, I guarantee you, as that is 2 weeks in a row that Alex has been defeated by pinfall here on SmackDown Live. That is a very good question. Who the hell is Emo Guy Fieri?
Here is your winner, the Devil,
Dan
Daniel
celebrating here in victory. The hashtag rigged movement has cheered him on to a second straight victory. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe his bitching and complaining will stop now that he's got a couple of wins under his belt. But now let's roll into our main event. What everybody has come here to see. It is, of course, Nick Everett versus Nick T. The battle. These two tag teams have been battling, jockeying for supremacy. In the tag team ranks tonight, the technicians of the teams will go one-on-one to determine who is. I don't know who Nick E with a K is. It's N-I-C space E, you dumbass. So anyway, but the two technicians of the teams will go head to head in this matchup. Of course, CN Tower, both members winning the two fatal four-way matches over the past 2 weeks. So tonight, Nick Everett gonna try his hand at gaining some momentum back by defeating Nick T in singles competition. Nick T apparently dabbing before the matchup. here he comes, one half of
Making
the
his way
SmackDown
to the
Live
ring,
Tag Team
accompanied by
Champions,
Super Smooth,
Nick Everett making his way to the ring,
Hagen.
holding the big
And
blue belt over
representing
his
the
head,
Doom Brigade from Toronto, Ontario, Canada,
and
weighing in at 250
showing off loud and
pounds,
proud
one
to
half
anyone
of the SmackDown Tag Team
who will
Champions,
listen.
the
The
villain,
SmackDown Live
Nick
Tag Team
Everett.
Champ is here. Of course, Garrett also accompanying him to ringside, so a little bit more an even matchup tonight, as Christian will be in the corner of Nick T and Garrett will be in the corner of Nick Everett. And ladies and gentlemen, here comes a man that on several occasions Nick Everett has referred to as the best wrestler on planet Earth.
And his opponent,
Again,
accompanied by the
there's only
Hooligan,
one, there's two
Christian
NIC
Stone.
Nicks
And
in the
representing
company.
the
One is Nick B,
powerhouse
one is Nick
from
Everett.
Toronto, Ontario,
Nick T
Canada,
is
weighing
NICK.
in at 250 pounds, the technician, Nick T.
But I agree, the Knicks as a tag team would be pretty freaking dope. But maybe at some other time, as of course, or right now, they're going to be adversaries in the ring. Of course, the amount of respect that Nick Everett has for the in-ring technician that is Nick T. A very overwhelming, very, of course, I think if they were to team up, I think they'd call themselves the Nick and Nick Connection. I'm just putting it out there. I think that'd be a great name for a team. Or maybe, you know, a couple gimmick changes and they could do jumping on Johnny Tsunami or exploding into Nick. I think all these tag team names are great. But let's focus in on the one-on-one match that's happening right in front of us. And a huge uppercut there by Nick T and now Bulldog. Oh, misses the big kick and now go behind into the German suplex. Another great name, jumping while bleeding. And now a huge power slam there by Nick T. And now out of the ring goes Nick Everett. Ooh, huge DDT by Nick T. Big back body drop by Nick Everett. Ooh, down goes Everett after the nice shoulder tackle. Boom, dropping that elbow right across the chest. Now gonna talk some shit to the WWE Universe. Boom, big back elbow. Now a shoulder tackle from Nick Everett. It was Jumper and Bloodseeker was the tag team jumping while bleeding. Now Garrett gonna pull his buddy back to his feet. Oh, and now into the double leg takedown. Gonna flip him over into that double leg Boston Crab. But unfortunately, a little bit too close to the ropes there. As Nick T gonna drag him more into the center of the ring. Oh, possibly going for it again, but... Ah, X-Pac. There's a fucking blast from the past. Nick Everett kicks out at 1. Nick T going to the top rope now. Oh, a moonsault. Into the cover. 1, 2. Oh, damn, how many tag teams did we have? Huge arm drag by Nick Everett. And now calling for it. He's going to call for that attitude adjustment. Bang! Into the cover. 1, 2. Kick out by Nick T. Working away at that arm. Yeah, definitely a lot. Shoulder tackle. Second shoulder tackle. Spinning power bomb. And Nick T. Oh. Chips up. Huge sidewalk slam backbreaker. Lion salt by Nick T. Into the cover. 2. And a kick out by Nick Everett. Also, can't forget about, I know it wasn't officially in canon, but you gotta remember Immortals. That's another tag team. As the split second, as Nick T hits the split second. And a kick out by Nick Everett. And I don't believe I was in Evolution 2.0. Now Irish whip to Nick T into the corner. And I think I know what Nick Everett is looking for here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, the avalanche attitude adjustment. Bang! He hit it. He hit it. 1, 2, 3, and Nick Everett has won the match. Nick squared plus A. Purple Yetis. And look at this, after a tremendous matchup. The two Nicks are going to shake hands. What a sign of respect here. Nick T raising his opponent's hand in victory. And what a sight that is. Ladies and gentlemen, what a closing shot for our episode of SmackDown. What a closing shot for our episode of SmackDown. The mutual respect between these two is off the charts. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching, for taking a trip down memory lane with tag team names and watching this show that, you know, I've taken a lot of pleasure in putting together over the past 5 episodes. And thank you just so much for watching and coming out to have fun for about an hour every day. It's been a lot of fun to put these together. So thank you again, once again. Of course, this special Day 1 of WrestleMania edition. Of course, WrestleMania will be live. WrestleMania, the actual WrestleMania, will be live later today on the WWE Network. So that's probably what I'll be doing tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. And remember, we are the super awesome Pep Squad of Death that follows Jack Black and watches him eat pancakes and waffles. That's it for me. See ya. Bye.